Cholitos, cholitas, destined for detention, destined for an hour where they become uncritical of the world around them. School to prison pipeline, you work through testing, teen pregnancy and drugs. You criminalize young minds for not having middle class values and then call young girls welfare queens. Lorenzo, or Richie as we called you. The news mentioned the bullets that killed you, but they forget to mention the schools that failed you. The purpose of school should be to create safe spaces where minds can flourish, safe spaces where minds are free.
When getting an A- means getting scolded by her parents, shunned by her peers, and tis-tissed by her teacher, she no longer feels proud of her hard work, but ashamed. She studies more. She is smart, but she is also exhausted. Sleep is a distant memory, and she finds comfort in food. She eats and is sick again and again in a never-ending cycle. But does anyone notice? No, because that A- has become an A again, and she plans to keep it that way. Every school has its own mission, goals, and expectations. When the purpose of school is to create the best statistical values, it can lose sight of the students as learners. Challenging yourself is not recommended, it's expected. We were told that no one will care what we know if our grades and test scores didn't prove it. So on paper, we are the perfect shining stars, everything a university is looking for, and our recommendation letters from teachers and administrators are so buttered up, only a fool would turn us down. The senior questionnaire asks, "Where will you be attending college?" As if there aren't any other options, because to us there hasn't been since we could remember. It isn't until after the chaos is done and we've moved on that we start to question who wanted to be accepted more, me or my school.
Upon arriving at Battleground High School for my first day of school, I realized one startling fact about myself. I didn't truly know who I was. I didn't have an identity. I was a part of many things at first when I entered high school. First and foremost, I knew school came first. I was in advanced mathematics, and this would become my ultimate passion in life. I played basketball, the sport that to this day I am most passionate about. Unfortunately, I wasn't extremely talented. I played tuba in the symphonic band. I wasn't as passionate about band, but I was talented in that. I guess that's just the way things go. I had no idea the opportunities that were awaiting me. I was at a loss for a couple years. I hadn't quite found my niche in a scary new school. I didn't have an identity. Then I found Mr. Fredrickson, known to everyone simply as Fred. Fred is one of a select few people whom truly changed my life. He wasn't just my history teacher, he was my mentor and one of my most beloved role models, and on this day I call him my friend. The year that I met Fred, I began the journey to become who I would grow up to be. I realized that I was a person who wished to make a difference in the community and the people that surrounded me. I got more involved in school. Due to my good grades, I became a part of National Honor Society. I also helped found the Interact Club, which was dedicated completely to community service. And I joined ASB. Getting more involved in the student body really helped me become a man. I went on to become the senior class president. All of these new experiences in my life gave me a new identity. I was a leader and a new man. I thank Fred every day for the impact he had on my life.
Coming into high school, after being homeschooled, I had a personal motivation to learn and do well that had been instilled in me by my parents' constant valuing of education, support in my interests, and respect for me as an individual. Going to high school, I saw how privileged I was to have come from that background. Not every student had the opportunity to be homeschooled for 9 years, or the support from their family to do well. I found that support at home the first 14 years of my life. When I got to high school, that support continued. But I also realized that teachers could also offer support, and that it affected students' opinions about a teacher. Supporting students, listening, caring, embracing difference, appreciating individuality. My choir director did all that. He showed a genuine interest in each student, their interests, desires, hopes, and dreams. By doing so, he grew relationships with students and was then able to impart great life lessons of so much more importance than how to read music or sing properly. Every student is different. Every student has a different background. Every student learns differently. No matter what student you are or what student you were, each one of you matters. Each should have equal opportunity to push yourself, look into what interests you, and excel in your own way. Teachers must realize that not every student comes from the same background and will excel in their own way.
The
purpose of education is
to give students access and tools to grow and mature into the best they can be.
A teacher's role is to be supportive, provide those tools,
and guide them in discovering their passions, interests, and desires,
while still teaching the necessary content.
Education goes beyond teaching content.